I have to put this shit all the way down. When they see you stand up next to me, they're gonna be like,
oh, damn, he's really that tall.
He's not gonna show his face. He just shows his shirt.
and you already know the deal. Man,
Sorry.
look, yes, sir. Man, go ahead and sit back down. Leave. I have to put this shit all the way down. When they see you stand up next to me, they're gonna be like,
oh, damn, he's really that tall.
He's not gonna show his face. He just shows his shirt.
all right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's TJ Stukes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a special guest in the building. We finna go hard. We finna cut some hair. We finna talk some life experiences. And we finna talk business. And he's finna drop some gems. Because this is what he does. So let's get into it. First of all, what are you doing in your hair?
Just made a zero cut, you know, got the S&P in there, zero cut, and the beard, just work with it.
All right, sounds good. SMP, man. Sounds good. All right, man. Let's do it. All right. So, to begin with, tell us about the journey getting onto Squid Games. How did that come about? How did that start? Did you get a call? How did that start? Tell me.
Well, it was dumb, really dumb luck.
Really?
I was scrolling Twitter, and it said, you know, just like Squid Game, the challenge is casting. What the hell is this? I think it's season 2. And then seen it about 45 minutes later, this is the last hour, the last day. You have 20 minutes to apply, then we're cutting off all applicants. Said, screw it, why not? And then they called me like a half hour later because I said nothing in my video, my application video. I just said I'm tall, I play basketball from New York, and I live in El Paso. So they was like, yo, we need to know more about you. Let me know.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was about a half hour conversation. And then that agonizing wait time to know that if I got in, it was about a month and a half. And boom.
And that happened.
That happened.
Would you say it's a blessing?
Hell yeah. Because I got to meet so many good people.
And how's life been since?
Insane, like crazy. Like everybody wants a piece of my time. I didn't realize how hard it was until, you know, being, you know, this semi-famous guy.
And El Paso's been going crazy for you, bro.
Yeah, you know, like El Paso, like I support El Paso because everybody knows where I'm from the Bronx, you know, New York, raised in Mount Vernon. But, you know, I decided to put El Paso on the map, like even more, you know. And I'm up there, hopefully I'm up there soon with the people that do rep El Paso, you know?
You said Mount Vernon. How come you chose to say El Paso instead of Mount Vernon?
I'd say because El Paso has too much negative things going on, you know, too much negative news. And I wanted to represent El Paso in a great light, like I've always had since I've been here. So, you know, I chose El Paso because El Paso gave me so much.
And what's your history over here in El Paso?
So our son, this guy over here, you know, we found out she was pregnant with him in New York. We was living in New York.
Your son?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't want him raised as I was, in survival. So, you know, we made the executive decision together to raise him here. And then, you know, he was born here. Same thing with our daughter. Our daughter was born here.
That's this little guy right here?
This little guy right here.
Y'all want to show him real quick? Yeah. I just cut his hair too, and he looking good too.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep the ladies out here.
But you know, it was just you know, my wife, she runs Skyline Gym in the Northeast.
Oh, okay.
She made so many organizations to help people like Sun City Bonafide, the Desert Cats, Desert Lynx, which is the semi-pro team for the men's and the women. And, you know, getting them opportunities and helping them out. So in 12 years of bona fide, she's got over 100 kids to college on scholarship. So, like I said, giving back, making sure the future is bright, and she played a part.
Right. I noticed that when things started popping off for you was when Fit Fam
Yeah.
was actually the one who shouted you out.
Yeah.
Would you agree that they're the ones who kind of helped the most, or what would you say that when everything started turning around?
You know what? There was something, I was going to reach out to them like a week before the show came out. I was like, nah, whatever.
Yeah.
But then, then I seen, Fit Fam tagged you in a post. I'm like, wait, Fit Fam El Paso? And, I looked at their followers. They had like almost 400,000 followers out of El Paso alone.
Right.
So, for them to post me is a huge privilege. And, there was like maybe 600 comments, and I tried to reply to everyone.
Really?
Yeah, because
That's dope. I
tried, but I lost count. And people were like, but he's not from El Paso. I said, I know I'm not from El Paso, but I lived here for 13 years. So, as long as my son's been alive, I've been living here.
How do you feel about that? Like all the haters? Because I know there's gonna be some people that say, "Oh, he ain't from here.
It's
How do you
cool.
feel about that?
It's cool. I understand. The thing is like, I rep where I rep. If something gave me something, I'm going to give back no matter what. And El Paso gave me so much. El Paso gave me, clarity, peace, and something I've never had in my life. In New York is all hustle and bustle, the moving so much.
Right.
And I've gotten true peace out here. Raised our kids right and allowed them to be children, not to be, like me, like a survivor.
Right.
So, like I said, I love El Paso, but there's always going to be a small percentage that hates. But like, I challenge them to get to know me.
Right. What side of town?
Northeast.
Northeast. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I cut hair over there.
Yeah.
That's where I'd be at. So during the day, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I represent El Paso, but when I want people to know, like, I say Northeast specifically.
Yeah.
And El Paso just gave me a lot. The Northeast El Paso gave me a lot.
Fit Fam gave you the title of being like a really huge leader, a real, dropping gems to people.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you got that title? Like, as in, how can I put it? How do you feel about having that title? And yeah.
Just humble.
Yeah.
Humbling.
Okay.
It's mad humbling, privileged, And I wasn't like this, like forever, like my life. I had to grow to this point. I had to fail so much. I had to go through things. I had to lose people. I had to, hurt and sit in that hurt and not just be the guy that, that people see me now as. It took me a while to get here, and growth is something that you can't do by yourself. I like in the show, I attribute my wife to being the person that I am today, because she could have been left me years ago, but she didn't.
You say that. I noticed you said that earlier. What do you mean by that?
Yo, I was an idiot, man.
Right.
I was a professional athlete. I'm 6'8", and I attracted a certain batch of, women.
Right.
And so, being so enthralled in something that wasn't real, I almost lost everything. I almost lost my family, almost lost everything that meant, was dear to me because of that. So
Infidelity?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was 100% on me. I had to break my own heart, and then I had to get my heart broken from her.
Right.
And so, me not just saying I'm gonna do better, but actually doing better as a man, not just as a husband, but as a whole human being. Because if you don't grow from that, and I didn't want to be the guy that was alone, but the kids don't like me because I did what I did.
Right.
But so I made a conscious effort to better myself as a man, to better myself as a human being, and be that role model that I want to be.
I feel like in today's age, women are trying to make us, give us that misogynistic that label. And I feel like with people like you and you know people don't, females particularly, they don't really understand that we need them just as much as they need us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's an equal balance in life that we need, and I feel like this day and age, that's messed up right now.
Yeah, because social media isn't real. People just portray what they want to look like their best selves.
Right.
There's very rare, like I always go back to this. Will Smith, right?
Of course.
Like he's one of the realest people because he let his emotions out, completely.
Right.
And the analogy I put, when life gets hard, don't do the same. Don't become like a wall. Because when you throw something at a wall, it becomes destructive. You have to understand your vulnerability as a man is a superpower because you realize that so many people in this world is scared to show their true selves because they think they're going to be judged. And me, like, I'm myself 100%. And if you don't accept it, okay, cool. I just move on. And if you do, I'm going to embrace you.
Wow, that's dope. How do you feel about women that are trying to be so independent and the whole, I want to say like Cardi B type women, you know what I'm saying? Like
Cardi B from the Bronx.
Oh yeah, she is. That's right.
So like, but Cardi has emotions also, like
She do. I feel like, yeah, she be saying like, oh, I don't need niggas, but she's the one cooking at home. You know what I'm saying?
And like Cardi B, no woman, they say they don't need a man until they need a man.
Until they need a man,
and
right?
vice versa. No man says they need a woman until they need a woman. You're like, I feel like you can't truly be great without a significant other, because you like two personalities becoming one is one of the most beautiful things in this world. And when you understand a person like wholly, like 100%, it's like you can't duplicate that in any way. And the only way to get that is time. And like I know people, including myself, that me and my wife, we've been together for almost 17 years. And we've been married 11, going on 12. So like I just got to know her like 6 years ago. Like for real. Like we always loved each other, but getting to know each other like deeply,
right.
6 years ago. Because I felt like I was being immature and not realizing that is deeper than the surface than what they're showing, what I'm showing. And so like for a while I'm at fault. I was at fault because I was immature.
What do you think has helped you and your significant other like stay in touch with each other for so long and be, because you're in a new life now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like what do you think is keeping you together and intact?
I'd say our ability to communicate. Sometimes, like it's not perfect. I shut down, she shuts down. But however, it's like, we let each other know, we listen to each other, and we give each other the grace to make mistakes. Because if I was perfect, I wouldn't be with her. If she was perfect, she wouldn't be with me.
Right.
But nobody's perfect. So she's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I'd say that there's a grace that we're giving each other to make mistakes, to be the best version of ourselves without worrying about being judged.
What are some characteristics in a leader, bro? Yeah, like what is like some characteristics that a leader needs to have? Yeah.
Okay, so fearlessness.
Fearlessness.
But like people always say like fearlessness, like a leader puts himself, in front of a bullet or something, right?
Right.
But it's not that. It's like being a fearless listener. You know, being a fearless rock for the people that need it. You know, being emotional, understanding emotions, empathy. You know, that's where a leader gets their true strength. Then that's the biggest characteristic.
Do you think? Do you think when you were at the Squid Games, do you think like you knew, like you already knew you were gonna be a leader, or you already like it just kind of happened? Yeah, yeah.
That's a good question, actually. Like, I haven't been asked that yet. I didn't have a strategy because, you know, the moment you plan for something and then it doesn't happen, you're disappointed.
You're super disappointed.
Yeah, and then you have no plan.
Right.
So my mantra was attack the moment because that's all we got. And so when I was there, you know, like me, I'm a very social person. I love getting to meet new people, especially from different parts of the world, you know. And so when I got to know them, I didn't, you know, it wasn't like, how do I say it? It wasn't me getting to know them for like nefarious or insidious reasons. I just wanted to get to know people from like India, Australia, you know,
Right.
Africa, Spain, you know. And I was like, I'll be a fool if I don't talk to them and get to know them genuinely. And so my strategy, I didn't have one. You know, my biggest strategy was just get to know people. Genuinely.
Did you think you were gonna win? Like, were you like, was that your goal?
That was my goal. I made plans. I looked up the taxes and all that. Oh yeah, that was my goal. But I wanted to do it correctly. I didn't want to be cutthroat. I didn't want to eliminate people with, you know, being an asshole. I wanted to eliminate people by playing the game. That's it. You know, as fair as possible.
Good man. I would have been I would have been trying to manipulate everybody.
Like the thing is, everyone was doing it. Everyone. So I went opposite of that. And you can ask anyone that was in the Squid Game with me. They was like, TJ's a real one. TJ's himself. TJ, like, he didn't have nothing bad about him. You know, he never talked bad behind the back or in the face. But I was very stern when I heard something that I didn't like. I was like, hey, I didn't like that, or, you know, like, hey, you ruffling little feathers. Like, man, like, you gotta wake up because there's other people here.
I have questions.
Go ahead.
I was so intrigued when I was watching the series.
Look up something.
How do you tell yourself that? Like, how do you stay calm? How do you stay, you know, in character?
Basketball. Basketball's taught me that. Poise. The moment you lose your head, the moment you lose a game. So poise. You know, and with that, you know, like, don't get me wrong, I lost my head many times. But for 4.5 million, I'm keeping my head.
Yeah.
I'm not allowing a person to get to me like that.
That's just something that I noticed from and I think that's why people liked you so much, because in any moment you act it or...
Yeah, really collected, calm, cool, and collected. Yeah.
Because I tell my wife she hates it sometimes. Like when we argue,
and she
I'm like, and I'm just calm. She's like, why aren't you mad? Why aren't you mad? I said, cooler heads prevail, because if I yell at you, you're gonna be crying.
Yeah.
She's like, you're right, but I hate it.
Yeah. I was told when I was always taught a real man can control any type of situation.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong though. Don't get me wrong. I wear my emotions on my sleeve.
Yeah.
Like I am like a fucking firecracker.
Yeah.
But the thing is like in pressure situations, what good would it do?
Yeah.
Losing your shit. You know, and that's contagious. That is fucking contagious. Like when you lose your shit, that is contagious. Because now everybody loses their shit. Yeah. And so I wish they would have put that in the show. Like I said before, they only, Marty, turn it off. They only put like 10% of what we went through in the show. You know, it's contagious. Like, you know, panic. It's contagious. When people lose when a person loses their shit, who people look up to, they're gonna think it's fine to lose their shit. So I stay calm the whole time. And I wish they would have showed more. Thank you. I wish they would have showed more There was one instance right before the warships where I was telling the girl, like, hey, you gotta breathe.
Oh yeah.
You gotta breathe. Because
When you guys were all lined up?
yeah. Because the thing is like she's very emotional. And I understood that.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, you just breathe. And she was like, yo, you helped me so much because she was having a panic attack.
Wow.
And I'm like, you know, like 432, right? He was very abrasive. But that's him. That's genuinely him. And when they showed me, it was like the opposite. You know, like he's calming, he's looking to console people, he's not looking to rile up people.
Yeah.
No, and in that type of situation, you don't know how the person is. And then when you get to know them, as we did, because like every game, every challenge, right? It was like 3 days in between, but they don't show that. They think it's like we're just there.
One day, like it's like back to
boom,
back
boom,
to
boom,
back.
boom, boom.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and they didn't show that.
The first challenge took like 8 hours.
Yeah. And so we had to push ourselves. But at the same time, you know, you want people to succeed. If you want people to succeed, you want to push them also.
Right.
So like in red light, green light, for example, 8 hours, 10 degrees.
You said that was the toughest one, huh?
That was the hardest one by far. By far. And I pushed myself to a level that I'd never known. So like me playing ball and pushing myself to a whole nother level over and over again, and then doing that, and it being harder than any game I've ever played, any practice I've ever had, you know, it's like, why wouldn't I push people?
Right.
Why wouldn't I do better for them? Why wouldn't I want them to do better? And crazy thing, she was one of the last ones, the same girl, finished right before me. And she was one of the lucky ones that didn't get eliminated. There was a group of 32 people that got, 28 out of 32 people that got eliminated.
In that first one, huh?
Right before I finished. And she was one of the people that didn't get eliminated. So we had a bond there.
Right.
And so in that entire thing, I wasn't like, oh my God.
Right.
It's calm. Like, because life, you like, people don't know my story. And if they knew my story, they were like, yo, all right, yeah, I see. And so like, I went through so much shit in my life. I lost so many people. Like in 2019, like I lost like 30 people, like half the violence, half the gun violence, half the natural causes. And like, you know, I asked my wife, like, is it me? You know, like, is it me? And then, you know, like, she's like, no, it's not you. Stop blaming yourself. Or you can't blame yourself for something that's meant to be.
Right.
And the one thing that I did blame, I just stopped blaming myself, was one of my best friends. He passed away. But he passed away on my back. I was carrying him to the hospital. And he was dead on my back. And I didn't notice. I thought he was just like unconscious. So the doctor was like, he was dead for he passed away about a half hour ago. And I'm carrying him for 25 minutes.
Damn.
Like, what? Like, as a teenager, you're not mentally ready to hear that. And it's just like, you know, that's why, like, this little man, like, I came here because I didn't want him to go through what I went through.
Right.
And so we always want better for our kids, always. And my life has been full of loss, over and over and over and over again. And then, you know, violence, there's so much senseless violence. That's why I'm so peaceful.
Yeah, here in El Paso or from everywhere?
New York, here, you know, that's why I'm so like, I want peace. Because peace is attained when you're truly like yourself. And you know, like the craziest thing about peace is like when you're near it, the loudest time in your head is when it's quiet. Because you're like, why did I have to go through all this to get here? And then you look back and then it's like, fuck. Like I went through a lot, but I'm still here. You know, like in New York, the maximum age for a person like me, a black man, black athlete, is 25. And when people ask me like, hey, how you doing? I said, I woke up, I beat the odds. I'm beating the odds right now. I'm breathing. And every day people ask me and I give them the same answer. That would deep. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You had a friend that passed away on your back.
Yeah.
You mind telling us the story? Or?
Okay, so.
Let me get this bottom here.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone goes through some type of tragic tragic experience, right? And I wouldn't say right before, but to get them through that next chapter in life that they need to get to, so that way they're ready completely for it. You know what I'm saying?
Some people don't embrace it. Some people ask why over and over again.
Or they blame.
They blame somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, well, the story was, you know, I lived across the street from my best friend. His brother was, I was close to his brother. And he was like, hey, my brother's having an asthma attack, help me out. So I ran across the street, like, what's good? Like, yeah, all right? And he had the fan over him, and, you know, he was breathing really hard. We called the ambulance. The ambulance took, like they said, we'll be there in a half hour. It was 2 hours later. So we're like, all right, nah, let's just take him. And then it was one, in New York, it was like one of the most humid nights ever. It was like 90 degrees, 100% humidity.
So you wasn't breathing right for sure.
And you know, I was always strong. That's one thing I was always, so I'm like, let me carry him. You know, I got him. And so just make sure no cars was coming in the street. So, you know, I carry him, and he's like, and I'm just dripping sweat. And so, you know, the hospital was like maybe a mile away, maybe. And for 2 hours, the ambulance take 2 hours just to drive a mile. And then, you know, I dropped him off to the doctor, and I was on the curb sitting, and I'm just like, catching my breath. And it's nighttime, and you know, my best friend, his brother, you know, he was walking around like just nervous, hands on top of his head, like such. And then doctor came out. He was like, yeah, I'm sorry, but what's your relation to him? I said, I'm his best friend. That's his brother. And he said, yeah, he passed away. And from what it looks like, he passed away about a half hour ago. And so I was like, what? And then, you know, his brother was like in disbelief, complete disbelief. And that's the first time I cursed God. Like I cursed. Like it's like I lost all my faith. And then, you know, my family, his family started coming. And because he was a family friend, he was part of the family basically.
Right.
And it was a hard time. Like I blame myself because I'm like, I shouldn't have waited. And then I remember over his coffin at the wake, I stood there, like nobody said nothing to me. I stood there for like 20 minutes over his coffin, and there was a line behind me I didn't even know. And so, yeah, that was rough.
That's crazy.
I blame myself for a long time for that.
And when that happened, how did you go about life after that?
Angry, furious.
At yourself?
Yeah,
Why?
because I hesitated. And I'm not the guy who hesitates.
Yeah.
I'm that guy who acts.
That'll hunt you. Yeah, that'll hunt you for sure. I see.
Yeah. So, you know, when all that was said and done, it's crazy. So, you know, like they're fraternal twins. So they have the same birthday as my daughter.
Oh, okay.
And we just started talking like 2 years ago again. Because I felt like I wasn't good enough to talk to him.
Right.
I felt like I killed his brother. So, yeah, he was like, don't blame yourself. He said, it's not you.
Yeah.
Not you. And so, you know, like, I think that's fate that, you know, our daughter and, you know, my best friend share a birthday. So.
Okay. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Let me get the top of your lip. It took more than like 3 days per game.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you think your patience was tested?
Every day. Shit. Every fucking day. You know, like waiting, not knowing.
Not knowing.
You know, me personally, I slept a lot.
Would you compare it to jail or like?
Yes, I said it many times. I said this is bin activity. Everybody's like, what's that? Bin. Like, it's jail.
Yeah.
That's what we call it in New York, the bin.
Yeah.
And it was like jail. It was like we're getting fed 3 square meals a day.
What kind of meals would they have? SpongeBob's and
runny oatmeal every morning. An egg with rice, boiled chicken with rice, cold pasta for lunch, and then our steak dinner was hamburger helper. That was our steak dinner.
hamburger helper.
Hamburger helper. Best thing I've ever had. Best thing I've ever had. But dinner, it was horrible. We was eating, like, as a human being, as a just not a man or woman, as a human being, we're supposed to eat 1,000 calories a day. We was eating like 600. Like, I lost 30 pounds.
How many days total was it?
5 weeks and 2 days for me. Because the better you did, the longer you stayed. So, you know, the winter stays for like 6 weeks.
Right.
So
The winter stayed 6 months.
6 weeks.
Oh, shit. I was like, oh,
weeks.
shit.
Weeks. But that's still a long time.
Yeah.
So it was 5 weeks and 2 days for me, and I lost 30 pounds in that time. 30 pounds. 30 pounds. I was 250 going in, I was 220 coming out. Like, everything was baggy on me that I wore.
Was there any fights?
I'd say disagreements, not fights. But, you know, a lot of people, they were respectful. They didn't expect to like the production didn't expect us to like each other, but we did.
They didn't expect the game to go that way.
Exactly. They expected to go like the show, the TV show, the scripted show. I'm sorry. And but no, we actually liked each other. Everybody liked each other. Everyone was respectful of one another.
How about that one dude that kept crying? I didn't like him. I ain't gonna
Which
lie.
one? Oh,
I really
Spencer.
didn't. I did not like
With
that.
the cookie?
Yeah, bro. I was
That's
like,
him though.
oh, I would not like him as a friend.
Like he's a good guy though. But the thing is like what he said was really him. He was sheltered for a long.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that time.
Long time. He got he's 30 and just left the house at 27. Right. So he never experienced heartbreak. He never experienced none of that love or going out to a bar until recently.
That shit was funny. He's something else. Let me get this other side of the lip.
So we're a family.
Oh yeah?
We're a family because we're trauma bonded. We went through some shit. And you know, when you go through some shit, you understand, when, for example, Army, right? They go through some shit. And the only people that understand it is somebody else next to them. The same way. Yeah. So I'd stay in contact with a lot of them. A lot of them.
I saw that there was people from other parts of the world and that they didn't.
Yeah. They had a heavy accent. And it was cool learning the culture of Venezuela or New Delhi or Australia, you know, different parts of the world, genuinely learning. And because we were we was our own entertainment. We didn't have anything with technology. Nothing. No phones, no watches, no news, no TV, nothing. And it was crazy because when I got eliminated, the Super Bowl was 2 days later.
No way.
So I was like, who won the Super Bowl? Because we lost track of time. We didn't know what day or what month it was. And I was like, who won the Super Bowl? Who won the Super Bowl? Oh, it happens in 2 days. Oh shit, I didn't lose it. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Where were they?
In London. Yeah.
Oh, so you had to go over there? Mm-hmm. Wow. That's dope. That's dope.
The first, the castings or somewhere else?
The casting was online. 100% online. Because there was 300,000 people who applied. So out of 300,000, only 456 got chosen. Now imagine millions, tens of millions are gonna apply.
So they're open now. I don't know if you want to sign up, please.
Listen, what I made sure to do was put on pounds. I put on weight because I knew how they fed them. Yeah, fed them like gerbils basically.
So that's your tip number.
I blew up to 255.
Give him some tips to the people.
Tips: be yourself. Be yourself. Because if you're not yourself, the game will expose you. Even with my closest people, it exposed us.
Give me an example when you say that, because I'm not really understanding.
So, in the game, you know, people was talking about other people behind their back. One of my alliance members, 179, boom, exposed. Darius. The game did it. The game did it, not him. The game did it. The game is like, every time somebody said something, somebody did something bad behind the back,
They
eliminated. The game did it, not us. The game did it for them.
It's like a.
like if they were listening and shit, like they know what's good.
Yes.
Well, in the movie, it kind of goes in that movie too, no? Like, it goes, well, it's not a movie, it's like,
The show.
Yeah, it's-
Did you watch the show?
Yeah. Like,
That
but
was
like
good,
5
huh?
months after.
It was
came
pretty
out,
good,
It was
I ain't
great.
gonna lie.
It was great. It was great.
well, I'm like a huge fan.
Cause, but like, you know what I mean by that? The game eliminated him. It was like fate almost.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the karma you put out there
It comes back.
times 10.
What
Times
would you say what it's about? Basically?
absolutely. Like, you know, it was definitely a social experiment, the game. But you know, they literally said in the first episode, who you are is how you play. So if you play, if you like are like talking shit about people, you gonna play like that. You gonna get out quick, real quick. And so, you know, like 141 Dash, the redheaded guy.
Oh yeah, the white boy. Yeah.
You're spreading misinformation, yada. Even though he wasn't, you know, like he's a gossiper, but he wasn't spreading misinformation. The moment they think you do, out of there.
Yeah.
One of the people I'm wearing my favorite 161.
Lorenzo, me and him, we got into it. Well, not into it, but like, you know, I really let him have it because he disrespected the older lady.
Yeah.
And that was my big thing. You never disrespect the elder or woman or mother. And, you know, I let him have it. In the interviews, like the little side interviews, I let him have it. And I mean, like I went full New York on him. Full New York. But I'm glad they didn't show that because it was like a moment thing. You know,
Okay.
I was angry in the moment and it's not me. So
Not your character.
yeah, it's not my character.
He got me.
Oh, he got me riled up.
But he was one of those types that would like try to get you to
Yes.
in a way.
Yes. Yes.
How do you feel about men and their character?
Character, there's only two things in this world that a man owns. His name and his actions. That's it. You're judged by your actions, and if your name is like associated with negative, they're gonna judge you on that. And like for example, Jonathan Majors, right? Oh my God, like he's a woman beater, yada yada. Doesn't matter how much good he do, that's how it's gonna be labeled from now.
Yeah.
And so like my name is important to me because, you know, like my actions match up who I am. Obviously, you know, you see it. And so character matters dramatically as a man because the world will judge you by your character, not just people you know or people that you associate with.
Can you fix it? Can you fix it? If you fucked up the character, can you fix it? Can you come back from
It takes a tremendous amount of work. It's a low percentage, but it happens. But it takes a tremendous amount of work that you can avoid. You can just
Right.
avoid. You know, if you do right
from the beginning?
from the beginning, it takes a lot of work. And the same thing with me. Like with my wife, it took me so much time for her to trust me again. But it's work I could have avoided if I just was that man in the beginning.
Right.
But yeah, it takes a lot of work.
Right. How do you feel about Andrew Tate?
Sometimes he be saying some fucking gems, but other times he be sounding like a fucking idiot. And it's like I can't support somebody that's 50-50. Like either you are all you or not. Cause he said like I said, he be saying some like, oh shit, that's some true
Yeah,
shit.
he got some gems.
Yeah, but other times I'll be like, my guy, what? What are you talking about? Like, come on, man, do better, be better.
Yeah. Nah, I could agree with you. How do you feel about the world going on, like with the whole transvestites and?
I'm an ally. Because, you know, like I feel like a human being is a human being no matter what. And it's not our right to judge what a person likes, because like you could like steak, but you know I could be a vegan. Why would I judge you on that?
Right.
Nah. And so I'm a huge ally of the LGBTQIA plus. Huge ally. Huge ally.
And then where do you fall with the Palestinian and Gaza?
That is complete ignorance. I don't know anything about it.
Right.
I literally don't know anything about it. All I know is that something's happening.
And it's not good.
And it's not good.
Yeah,
That's it. I have no idea though.
Are you Catholic, Christian, or Muslim?
I'm a man of faith. I don't have no religion.
No religion.
I'm a man of faith.
Believe in a higher power.
Yes.
At one point, did you ever feel like you were? Because you told me about that situation with your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever, like, what's the closest you ever been to God?
When I almost took my life.
Word.
Very close.
You mind telling me about that?
So, going back to when I almost lost my family, I almost lost everything. And I didn't know, I've never lost that much in my life at one time. And I didn't know how to deal. Everybody was against me, but it was my own doing. So I felt like, what better thing to do just to remove myself from the equation. And so I tried. I failed. I was clinically dead for 7 seconds. My heart stopped for 7 seconds. And they put the chest thing on me. I woke up in the hospital. I was apparently unresponsive in a car. Woke up in the hospital to like a handcuff. Like I was handcuffed to the bed.
Right.
Fuck my handcuff.
Yeah.
And then, I was locked in a room for 3 days because of it. And that was the most embarrassed I've ever felt in my life because of a momentary decision. So I decided that, even though it may be hard, I'm still going to try to gain back the trust of the people I love.
So you can't come back from everything. Mm-hmm. I was talking about John Jones today because he's been through, like he goes through he went through hitting
UFC fighter.
Yeah, UFC fighter. He went through getting tested with steroids, etc. Mm-hmm. But now he came back, he shook back, and I believe that anyone can shake back regardless of what the situation is.
I have a question.
Go ahead, tell me.
Okay, so I've been reading your comment section. And it's because that was my homework.
Okay.
So I read your comment section and I've been seeing like a lot of, like everyone wants to know like how much makeup you up for. Everyone wants to know like, or everyone's mad at her. Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, they have something to say about like you helping or leave the pay the way for her.
I didn't get a cut, and nor do I want one. If you're a friend looking for a reward, you're not a friend. And like one thing that I truly value is friendship, because in this world you don't know, you have to sift out who's your friend or not. And the things that we went through, there's no way we can't be friends. So I'd rather have a friendship than any amount, because of my honor, because this world is not honor bound no more. They're money bound or status bound. Nah. I'd rather keep my honor than have $1.
But everyone, did you know who won, like right after? Or until you watched the show?
Until I watched the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when I was eliminated, they whisked us away and drove us back to the hotel immediately, though. Like, they drove us back to the hotel immediately. And I didn't know, I was looking at it just like everybody else.
Okay, I want to talk about the fall.
Oh, yeah.
Fear of that fall.
Okay.
It seems like crazy.
Yeah, I didn't fall.
Oh, no?
No, it wasn't me. They asked us to do a squat.
What do you mean?
And so they asked us to do a squat and throw our hands up like we're falling. And we had a stunt double take over. So the edit was crazy.
Really?
They did that very well. Very well.
I can do this Squid Game.
It's just because like the physicality of it is still a production.
Right. So you had a stunt double?
I mean, like, just at the end, just at the glass bridge, because it was literally 25 feet in the air.
Okay.
It was high as hell in the air. And that was very real. And so, they wasn't gonna have regular people fall off a bridge,
Okay.
Yeah.
From the games, what do you think, like, as far as going from the games, what do you think you can take back in life from a lesson from the games to coming back out?
Okay, I'm gonna go down the list. Red light, green light, perseverance, fight, willingness, the stubbornness not to give up. Dalgana, patience.
That one was crazy.
That one, we got the star. My line got the star. It was very difficult, but patience.
Did you spit on it or what? Just
Oh, I didn't speak for a half hour. I had a half hour worth of spit in my mouth. The mistake was people was trying to pull it out with their finger. It was breaking.
Right.
So I pulled it out with the pin. And then, I took it out and half hour worth of spit. Oh, it was so nasty. Then I put it in and the spit was like basically surrounding the cookie.
Right.
So it was super easy for me. And then, I just
cut it out.
like 6 minutes. And then, what else? What's the third game? Warships? Warships. What they didn't show is that I trusted my teammates as much as they trusted me. And I didn't win the game for us. My lieutenant won the game for us. Lucia, she won the game for us. And that took trust. Trust. Like unrelenting trust. Then what was the fourth game? Marbles. Understanding. Because I had to eliminate my best friend. I had to eliminate him. And that sucked a lot. It felt like I lost. And then I say with me, Glass Bridge was teamwork. Because if...
You knew someone was going to leave, so you just kind of you had to be the one.
Did you see how they were acting after I got eliminated? Support. Hey,
Yeah,
you got this.
they were working together and shit. Yeah.
It took you to.
I left my impact. That's all I could ask for.
Where do you think you got your leadership skills from?
Shit. I've never been asked that question. I'd say a mixture of life, mom and dad. Because my mom, she did 10 years in prison actually. And, her perseverance to not give up. And then my dad, because he's one of the most realest people I know in my life. And he taught me how to be real towards people. And then life, constantly kicked me down but get back up. Constantly. So those three things.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You finished this bottom lip. What did you do again?
Initially I said, hell no, you crazy. I'm never doing that shit again. But then I looked back and I was like, I think I would. But y'all gotta pay me for Netflix. Y'all gotta pay me up front. All the way up front. Before I leave, the check has to clear. That type of upfront.
So you now that that's done, what's your next move?
Building my brand.
What is that?
The humility and gratitude brand.
Okay, so that's your motto. What does that mean?
So it means a lot of things, but the main thing is being humble enough to understand that you're a speck in this universe. Being humble enough to understand that you affect people, not just by your words but your actions, and having the gratitude that realizing that what I do is a privilege, it's not a right, and being grateful for the things around me, the things that molded me to the person I am.
So you're gonna launch the brand. Is it gonna be clothing or is it gonna be a product?
Clothing, definitely clothing. And so, my mom is going through something right now, and I'm going to put all the proceeds to go to her.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What is she sick of?
She has stage 2 breast cancer.
Wow. So all your profit, pretty much all the profit is going to your mom's treatment.
Yeah.
Really? And is she what stage is she?
Stage 2.
Stage 2.
Yeah.
Colon cancer,
breast cancer.
Breast cancer. Okay, that's crazy.
So
that's sad.
I'm going to represent her the best way I can and make sure that she doesn't have to worry about anything
Just
coming out of pocket.
Just relax.
Yeah. Just worry about the treatment, worry about that. And my mom's a fighter. She's a fucking fighter. She's fought her entire life. And so like, I'm not worried about it. You know, she's in very high spirits, and my sisters are very positive.
How do you stay positive? Seeing the sickness take over your mom, how do you keep persevering and just staying positive? Because I've been through it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've seen it. It's fucking sad.
Yeah.
How do you go through it? How do you stay strong enough to do it for your mom? That way she doesn't see you.
I feel. Like, I allow myself to feel. Like, I don't become a wall. I don't become something I'm not. I sit in my emotions, and I understand what I feel. And then, as I understand it, I talk to her openly. I'm sad, man. Like, shit is bullshit. Like, you're one of the best people out here, and you have to go through this. But she tells me, TJ, I've been through worse.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, she's strong for sure. She
Yeah.
says that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Is this you lost your dad?
No, my dad's still here. I lost my aunt, lost both my grandmothers to lung cancer. Lost my aunt to breast cancer. I lost 3 of some of the best people that molded my life to breast cancer. So I am a huge advocate, supporter of breast cancer treatment, breast cancer awareness. Huge advocate. I've always been. You know, I've always wore pink in October, always. And so, you know, like, even more now, I'm all about that now. Like, even more. This is the first time that, you know, somebody so close to me, like my mom, like one of my parents, our siblings, had something like this. So I am a huge advocate, even more.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's cool, bro. It's sad to hear, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But she's a fighter.
You know that?
No, she's in New York. But how did y'all enjoy the show overall?
It was good. We watched it in a day. Yeah, and you're the only reason I even watched it, to be honest. Because once they said like El Paso dude was in, I was like, man, I'm gonna give it a shot. Because it didn't really like. I like the first show, you know what I'm saying? But you're the reason I tapped into it on the second time for sure. I liked it though. I thought it was cool. I wish I could do something like that.
Have like a game night, date night, playing games, and then I told him like they sell the cookies, like let's go get them.
Yeah, they do it at Sam's Club, actually.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're planning on doing like
A whole game night. It's not. I gave you the tips. I gave you the tips.
yeah, I have them already. But, yeah.
Oh, man.
So for the young kids watching, how important is it for people to not be fearless and take action upon their goals?
This generation is different. This generation, like me personally, I was a self-sabotager because I didn't feel eligible to be great. I didn't know what it was to be great until I stopped holding myself back. This generation with social media, everybody tries to make a quick buck instead of being themselves. Be yourself, yo. Be yourself. Unapologetically, because this world is going to tell you, no, that's wrong, that's right. How can somebody tell you when you're yourself if it's wrong or right? Be yourself. And I promise you, when you're genuine, people see it, but people will question it because this generation has proved it has a whole bunch of frauds. So, like, even when people question it, or people tell you opposite, be yourself.
How do you feel about Hold on, I have a question right here actually. So I noticed that you told me you are an assistant.
Assistant coach, yeah.
Is that how you make your money? Is that your
Yeah,
your main source?
that's the living. Yeah, that's the living right there.
And you coach women or you coach men?
I help with the men, but primarily women, and my wife is the head coach.
And what do you learn from the younger generation?
Trends and slang I never even heard of. And I learned that this generation is not really in touch with themselves. And a person like me, it's weird for them to be like real, you know, because they're like, oh, why are you so honest? Why are you so mean? Why are you so mean? Now ask me, now tell me if me being mean and me being honest is two different things. It is, because I'm honest. If I tell you you're fucking up, you're fucking up.
Right.
If I tell you you're doing good, I'm gonna tell you you're doing good. But if you are fucking up, I want to say it honestly, because this generation don't know how to do that. But, unless it's like, man, you fucking up. Like,
Yeah.
come on, you fucking up. Nah, you can't be like that all the time because people react differently. That's what I learned with this new generation. Some people I can yell at, some people I have to talk to one-on-one. And it's just like, this generation is not lost at all. It's just that they have to do different to get different. So,
If you can go back to 18 years old, what would you do different?
take basketball more seriously. Because I started playing basketball at a late age. I started playing basketball at 16 because I got tall.
Right.
And so I would have taken basketball a little more seriously, but I still would have went on the same route. No, I would have put more work into it. But because if I went a different route, he wouldn't be here.
Right.
Our daughter wouldn't be here. And it's just my 18-year-old self, hey, take it seriously. Stop playing. Like, be faithful. Like, be good to yourself.
If they told you, if there was something happening on the world right now, and you had a chance to speak to everyone, what were the words that you would speak to the world?
I know you're scared. I know it doesn't seem like there's hope. But if you have an open heart, love conquers all.
That's a clip. I'm clipping that for sure. I'm clipping that for sure.
Like, people are just so scared to put themselves forward. Even like women and men, scared to love, scared to take the next job, scared to leave, scared to do everything. They're scared because, not just because they don't want to fail, because they don't want to look bad. So, like, I failed so many times in my life. I failed so much in my life.
Sneakers too, huh?
Yeah. So, Mario, how many sneakers I had, man? A lot. I had over like 200 pairs. But like, I wear size 15. So
Yeah, so
the boxes are like,
size 15. God damn, what?
but my wife was like, you got to sell them now.
And you have like you got a grail? Like your favorite shoe?
Whew. I'd say my favorite shoe, playing ball in, is a LeBron 13s.
Those are the high ones?
The mid ones,
Okay.
So, and then wearing, I gotta go. New Yorkers call it ups, the Air Forces.
Okay.
I gotta go with the ups. That's what we call them in New York, the ups.
That's with the strap.
The low ones. I like the low ones.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, those two for sure.
Those are your go-to.
Go-tos. Anytime, like I gotta get a pair at least.
What about rap? What do you listen to?
New York a lot. I've been expanding a little bit, with ATL, Cali,
Right.
South in general. But New York, Jigga, 50.
50 Cent, my favorite rapper of all time.
I swear I want to work with him in the show. Jada, Big L.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Big L.
Go with Prodigy and Mobb Deep. I can go down a list of New York rappers because that's what, like, my man's P. I went to high school with him. I can go down a list. It's mainly, I'm a New Yorker, like, through and through, like 100%. Not no like, oh, I was raised there and moved somewhere else. Nah, I lived there since 2025, just about. And so, like, I think my sister put me on to Jay-Z, but then, like, I went to the Locks and DMX and, just down that rabbit hole, and I appreciate New York rap.
Right.
Just the grittiness of it, the realness of it.
What about Ice Spice? Nah, just kidding.
See, I don't mess with that. I know she's popular, but I don't mess with Ice Spice. And she's from the Bronx also, so God bless her.
You be watching the Cameron and
Oh, Cam and Mace?
Yeah, bro, they're hilarious.
Yo, they're
dude.
so funny, but they always been like that.
Yeah.
Always. So like when I played ball in New York, they used to always come to Rucker and Dykeman and you know, I know you don't know the names, but those are big
So
time,
Parks, yeah, Rucker
big
Park.
time street ball tournaments. And so like all the stars will be out there, especially if you play for a main team.
Yeah, I seen like Kobe pull up there.
Yeah.
That's like that's like where they go to, right? Like to go show off.
Not
like,
so much now, but back then,
That was a spot.
what? If you make it there, you make it anywhere. If you got a nickname there, it carries. My nickname carried because I did a tomahawk dunk.
Okay,
My
okay.
nickname's a tomahawk for my entire career because of that.
Really?
Dead ass.
That's crazy. Did you ever play against anyone that we might know? He's all LeBron.
I actually did a TV show with LeBron in 2005. Yeah, it's called Nike Battlegrounds. And I talk about it on my TikTok, actually. And Pat Bev, you know Pat Bev? He played in it. I played against him. It was Team New York versus Team Chicago. 2,000 people tried out, only 20 made it. And I was one of the 20. I was one of the best in the nation. And LeBron chose it. Like not like I was chosen from somebody else.
Yeah.
LeBron was like, okay, him.
You like LeBron?
I'm biased because I practice with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Who's your favorite athlete?
My favorite athlete, Kevin Garnett.
Really? I never heard anyone say that. That's what characteristics do you take from him?
His intensity, his
Oh, yeah.
fire.
He's
Like, I love it.
Different
Like,
breed for sure.
and when I play ball, for real, when I play real basketball, like
You
for
talking
money,
like him too, or what?
oh my God. I'll dunk on a person, be like, ah,
Yeah.
you a fucking bum.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Who do you like? Is there someone that you would say is a role model to you?
Shit.
Wow.
My stepfather, Pearly. His patience, his understanding, his knowledge, I'm gonna say his patience again, because Lord, I was a knucklehead for a long time. Yeah, definitely him.
And that's
You
a
ever
wrap
been in
for
trouble?
Play It Talk. We had TJ Stukes came down here, dropped some gems. Y'all want to give it up for a round of applause? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, go ahead and sit back down. Lee, 7 feet, 250. Jesus Christ. We had a crazy interview. He's got big things coming up. He's got his merch coming out. Say it real quick again. Humility and gratitude.
Humility and gratitude.
Coming out. Y'all stay tuned for that. Big drops, more gems. He's got more podcasts coming out, more shows. Everything's coming toward y'all. Y'all gonna stay tuned right here. Play It Talk.